10 Types of Men You Should Never Marry. We often come across endearing sentiments like, the right person will embrace you as you are. Well, while there's a degree of truth in this saying, there are certain characteristics that should not be overlooked when you're selecting a man for a lifelong commitment. After all, marriage isn't akin to a leisurely stroll in the park on a sunny day, it's more like a challenging hike along a mountain trail with unpredictable weather. What you require is a suitable partner who not only embraces the journey but also possesses the necessary qualities to navigate the arduous portions of the hike. While it's true that everyone has idiosyncrasies and distinctions that make them unique, certain behaviors can serve as critical indicators of potential issues in the future, often referred to as deal breakers. The objective isn't to seek perfection but rather to be vigilant against recurring patterns that could jeopardize your well-being or the long-term stability of your marriage. 1. The perpetual mama's boy. You're likely familiar with the saying, the way a man treats his mother can offer insight into how he'll treat his partner. However, there's a delicate balance between demonstrating respect for one's mother and veering into mama's boy territory. Perpetual mama's boys are men who, regardless of their age, continue to heavily rely on their mothers for decision-making, emotional support, and sometimes even basic daily tasks. Picture this scenario: you've made dinner plans together, but he cancels at the last moment because his mother has prepared his favorite meal. Even more concerning, as you attempt to plan your future together, his mother's opinions carry more weight than yours. Over time, such a dynamic can create strains within your relationship. It's important to remember that when you commit to someone, you're not only marrying the individual but also becoming a part of their family. However, the family shouldn't overshadow your relationship and become an unwelcome third party. A strong, independent man should possess the capacity to both honor his mother and prioritize his partner's emotions, striking a balance that respects everyone involved. 2. The chronic cheater. This is a blazing red flag. If he carries a history of infidelity, or worse, if he has betrayed your trust, exercise caution. Don't dismiss this as a simple error or an isolated incident. This behavior speaks volumes about his character and his approach to relationships. Cheating isn't a mere slip-up, it's a deliberate choice that signifies a lack of regard for crucial aspects like respect, trust, and commitment, foundations of a strong and enduring marriage. While you might hold the hope that you can alter him or that he'll change for you, remember that deeply ingrained habits are resistant to change. Without a genuine commitment to transformation accompanied by actions that validate this pledge, you risk subjecting yourself to recurring heartache. Rely on your intuition and discern the patterns, not hollow assurances. If he has cheated once, the possibility of it happening again looms. You deserve a partner who values your relationship enough not to jeopardize it. 3. The emotionally unavailable man. When dealing with an emotionally unavailable man, it's possible to sense a profound sense of isolation within the relationship. You might be physically present, but do you genuinely feel seen, heard, or appreciated? Emotional availability hinges on the ability to be open, vulnerable, and capable of forging deeper connections. However, a man who is emotionally unavailable could exhibit resistance when it comes to discussing emotions, unveiling his inner self, or engaging in conversations about the future. You might observe him creating emotional distance when matters become serious, or he may steadfastly avoid sharing his thoughts and feelings about significant subjects. This emotional detachment can result in feelings of seclusion and a lack of support, which, believe me, can be a profoundly frigid place to be within a relationship. Marriage fundamentally revolves around partnership and the provision of emotional support. If you discover that you cannot depend on him for emotional sustenance or connect on a more profound level, it's worth contemplating whether this relationship is genuinely fulfilling your emotional needs. 4. The financially irresponsible. Let's be honest, all of us experience financial ebbs and flows, and that's entirely ordinary. What isn't ordinary, however, is a man who consistently exhibits signs of financial imprudence. The financially irresponsible man may find himself ensnared in a perpetual web of debt, embrace a carefree approach to saving, or exhibit a proclivity for spontaneous, consequence-agnostic spending. Although you might initially be drawn to his spirited, untroubled way of life, this imprudence can potentially culminate in severe problems down the road. According to research, monetary concerns are a leading source of conflict in marriages. It's imperative to bear in mind that when you wed someone, your financial worlds become intricately interwoven. Consequently, it's vital to be with an individual who grasps the significance of fiscal responsibility, can strike a balance between spending and saving, and is committed to devising a shared future. 5. The constant critic. Now, let's talk about the constant critic. This gentleman invariably finds something negative to express regarding your actions, appearance, beliefs, and more. He may attempt to mask it as candor, sarcasm, or mere jest, but let's call it what it truly is: persistent criticism. Certainly, everyone is entitled to their own opinions, but when criticism transforms into a habitual practice, it erodes your self-esteem and sense of self-worth. You might discover yourself perpetually endeavoring to appease him or alter yourself to conform to his envisioned ideal. It's important to remember that within a healthy relationship, your partner ought to uplift you rather than drag you down. They should love and embrace you while offering constructive guidance when necessary, all delivered with care. You're not a piece of art requiring refinement and critique. 6. The abusive. This is an absolute imperative. The abusive man can manifest in various guises, whether it's through physical, emotional, or psychological abuse. Irrespective of the form it takes, abuse is unequivocally unacceptable. If a man subjects you to belittlement, control, harm, or consistently instills feelings of insignificance and unworthiness, he is not the right choice. A caring partner should never induce fear or inflict harm upon you. In your relationship, you ought to feel secure, respected, and deeply cherished. No quantity of apologies or assurances can ever justify abusive conduct. It's absolutely essential to recognize these indicators and extricate yourself from such a situation. 7. The unresolved past. We all carry our histories, don't we? The unique aspect of the unresolved past man is that he remains emotionally ensnared in his own history. This attachment could manifest in various ways, such as an enduring attachment to an ex-partner, unresolved past traumas, or unaddressed self-destructive patterns. Such emotional baggage can take a toll on your relationship, potentially causing it to feel more like a connection with his past rather than an engagement with the person he is today. Confronting the specters of his past can be exhausting, and it may leave minimal space for your shared present and future. While your partner isn't at fault for having a past, it remains their responsibility to confront and resolve it in a manner that prevents negative repercussions on your relationship. 8. The commitment phobic. The infamous commitment phobic man. You're likely familiar with this archetype. He readily embraces the fun and romantic aspects of a relationship, but when the conversation shifts towards weighty discussions about the future, he tends to flee. His reasons may vary. Perhaps he's apprehensive about relinquishing his independence, fearful of the constraints associated with commitment, or simply daunted by the responsibilities that accompany a serious relationship. However, it's crucial to recognize that marriage itself signifies a substantial commitment. If he isn't prepared to make this commitment, the relationship could potentially devolve into a tumultuous cycle of separations, reconciliations, pledges, and letdowns. It's vital to bear in mind that commitment isn't something you can coerce from someone, it's a choice they must arrive at independently. If he isn't ready for this step, it's far better to ascertain this sooner rather than later. 9. The narcissist. There's a fine line between confidence and narcissism, and the narcissist man firmly resides on the side where his world revolves entirely around himself. He harbors a belief in his own superiority, craves ceaseless admiration, demonstrates a stark absence of empathy, and frequently diminishes others to bolster his own self-worth. Coexisting with a narcissist can be immensely trying, often resulting in a lopsided relationship where your own needs and emotions are frequently disregarded or dismissed. A marital partnership should ideally embody equality and cooperation, not transform into a one-sided hero worship dynamic with him positioned at the epicenter. You rightfully deserve a partner who genuinely values and respects you, rather than someone who exploits your presence to satiate their insatiable ego. 10. The liar. This might appear self-evident, but it's a point worth emphasizing. When a man cultivates a habit of falsehoods, whether they are significant or trivial, it should raise a prominent red flag. Trust stands as one of the foundational cornerstones of any relationship, and if it becomes fractured, cultivating a healthy and gratifying relationship can be quite challenging. Navigating a relationship with someone who habitually lies can result in a perpetual atmosphere of skepticism and mistrust. You rightfully deserve a partner who esteems you sufficiently to maintain honesty, even when the truth proves to be difficult. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell, so you don't miss any new videos. Let us know your thoughts about this video in the comments section down below, and feel free to stay and enjoy it until the end. Also make sure to check out our next highlighted video, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.